Chosen ones, listen closely, because today, heaven wants to whisper something into your spirit that may shock you, challenge you, and even heal you. For a long time, you've been asking God, chosen ones, when heaven begins to move your heart towards someone younger, it is not confusion, temptation, or coincidence. It is a divine orchestration designed with intention, healing, and destiny. The angels say, the first and most powerful reason God is eager for you to marry this younger person is because their youth carries a fire that your spirit has longed for, a fire that your soul deeply needs. You have walked through seasons that have tested your endurance, shaped your character, and refined your spirit. You have endured betrayals, carried responsibilities heavier than most can imagine, and survived emotional storms that would have destroyed a weaker heart. Your wisdom comes from years of climbing mountains that others didn't even know existed. But with wisdom also comes exhaustion, spiritual, emotional, and even physical fatigue. You are strong, but you are tired. You are chosen, but you are worn. You are blessed, but you have scars. God sees this. Heaven sees this. And angels whisper that God is sending someone whose youth is not just about age. It is about energy, innocence, vitality, and spiritual freshness. Younger person carries a kind of fire you once had before life tried to dim it. They carry an enthusiasm untouched by the bitterness of the world. Their heart still believes in love without fear. Their spirit still trusts without suspicion. Their dreams still burn without the shadows of past disappointments. And God wants you near that fire, not so the fire can consume you, but so it can warm you, revive you, and remind you of who you were before the storms came. Their presence in your life is not to make you feel older. It is to make you feel alive again. Their laughter softens your tension. Their curiosity awakens your imagination. Their positivity cleanses the heaviness that you've been holding on to silently for years. Their energy does not overwhelm you. It heals you. God is eager for this union because your maturity creates a safe ground for them, while their youth brings renewal to you. You carry the roadmap, they carry the fuel. You carry the wisdom, they carry the spark. You have learned through pain what they have yet to discover, and your experience becomes a shield for their innocence. At the same time, their freshness becomes a balm for your weariness. This is what heaven calls divine balance. When God pairs an older soul with a younger one, it is never to diminish either. It is to strengthen both. People may question this. Society may not understand it, but angels do, because they see beyond the surface. They see that this younger person's spirit was chosen specifically to awaken a part of you that has been asleep for too long. They see that your steadiness offers them the guidance they have prayed for. They see the harmony that is created when a seasoned heart meets a passionate soul. This younger person is not sent to challenge your confidence. They are sent to amplify your calling. They are not placed in your life to make you feel less. They are placed in your life because you are more. You are more grounded, more aware, more prepared, and they are more open, more vibrant, and more receptive to the love you are finally ready to give without fear. And the angels say, God is eager for this union because your souls complete a divine equation. Your depth stabilizes their fire, and their fire reignites your depth. Together, you do not weaken each other. You awaken each other. This is not about age. It is about purpose, healing, and divine timing. Heaven sees the partnership your spirit has been waiting for. And this younger person carries the exact fire meant to bring your destiny back to life. Chosen ones, one of the deepest reasons angels say God is eager for you to marry this younger person is because their soul was assigned to learn love through you. Not from you as a teacher standing above them, but from you as a partner who has lived enough life to understand what love truly is and what it is not. This younger person has a heart that has been quietly praying for someone who won't break them, someone who won't confuse them, someone who won't take their innocence, generosity, or loyalty for granted. They may not say this out loud, but heaven heard them long before you met. In their private battles, in their lonely nights, in their silent fears, they whispered, God, please send me someone real, someone safe, someone who can love me the way I've always imagined love should feel. And God answered them with you. You think you're the lucky one because this younger soul brings light into your life. But the angels say they are equally blessed because your spirit carries a depth that they have never encountered before. They don't just want love, they want right love, healthy love, soul-maturing love. And your life experiences have shaped you into exactly the person capable of giving that. You don't love recklessly anymore. You don't play with emotions. You don't give your heart to just anyone. You have learned through heartbreak and betrayal how fragile trust really is. You know how to protect love, cherish it, and build it. You know how to nurture a soul, not just romance a body. You know how to communicate, how to apologize, how to lead with compassion, and how to remain loyal in a world full of distractions. This is what their younger spirit has been searching for. Someone who can guide them gently without controlling them. Someone who can correct them softly without breaking them. Someone who can show them what commitment feels like, not through words, but through consistent actions. What you may not realize is that they were not sent into your life so you can save them or fix them, but because your maturity creates a safe environment for their emotional growth. They will bloom under the kind of love you give, a type of love they have never received before. Your patience teaches them how to slow down. Your calmness teaches them not to panic. Your wisdom teaches them how to navigate life without unnecessary chaos. Your spiritual strength teaches them how to anchor themselves in God instead of being tossed around by the world. And they bring gifts too. Their admiration softens you. Their openness reminds you how to trust again. Their enthusiasm melts walls you didn't know were still there. They bring out qualities in you that life tried to bury. Your playfulness, your optimism, your hope. They make you feel seen in a way that feels pure, not pressured. To them, you are not older. You are safe. You are stable. You are inspiring. You are someone they can follow with confidence because your leadership doesn't dominate, it protects. In truth, they were spiritually assigned to you. You were chosen to guide their heart into maturity, and they were chosen to guide your heart back into softness. You heal each other in opposite ways. You lift them up with your wisdom, and they lift you up with their light. They learn love through your steadiness, and you learn joy through their innocence. This is why God is eager, because this union is a divine exchange, a perfect balance of experience and freshness. Angels say this younger person was not placed in your life by coincidence, but by assignment. Their soul asked for a love that only you could give, and your soul needed the purity and openness only they could offer. Together, you do not complete each other. You elevate each other. And that is why heaven supports this union so strongly. Chosen ones, angels say one of the most divine reasons God is eager for you to marry this younger person is because your callings, your gifts, and your spiritual assignments complement each other perfectly. God does not match people based on age, background, or appearance. He matches souls based on purpose. You have been walking through life with a specific mission, a spiritual blueprint, a destiny that has been unfolding piece by piece through every season you've survived. This younger person has also been walking with a mission. Perhaps they are not fully aware of it yet. Perhaps they are still discovering who they are. But their spiritual frequency aligns with yours in a way that is rare, powerful, and divinely engineered. When the angels look at you, they see someone who experience, depth, spiritual intelligence, and the ability to navigate adversity. When they look at this younger person, they see someone who carries passion, momentum, creativity, and untapped potential. You are the stable foundation. They are the rising flame. You are the seasoned voice of understanding. They are the fresh voice of inspiration. And when heaven brings two souls together with such complementary energies, it is never accidental. It is strategic. It is purposeful. It is destiny stepping forward with precision. This younger person may not fully understand why they feel so drawn to you, so safe around you, so inspired by you, but their soul recognizes the leadership, grounding, and direction you bring. You don't overwhelm them. You don't judge them. You don't belittle their growth. Instead, you nurture it. You guide it. You elevate it. You create an environment where they can dream bigger, aim higher, and evolve into the version of themselves God intended them to become. Your presence activates their potential, and they activate something in you too. Their excitement wakes up your ambition. Their faith strengthens your courage. Their optimism rekindles your vision. They bring back the part of you that used to believe anything was possible. They remind you that the world is still filled with opportunities, blessings, and miracles waiting to happen. They motivate you to dream again instead of settling. They encourage you to step into new chapters instead of staying trapped in old battles. Their youth carries energy that recharges your purpose, and your wisdom gives structure to their excitement. Together, you become a powerful force, productive, balanced, spiritually aligned, and unstoppable. This is why your connection feels so natural, so effortless, so spiritually familiar. It is not because the relationship is easy, but because your souls were designed to run alongside each other. Where you lack energy, they bring it. Where they lack experience, you offer it. Where you have stability, they bring enthusiasm. Where they carry creative fire, you carry divine direction. This dynamic is not about imbalance. It is about divine synergy. And synergy is what heaven uses when it wants two people to build something greater than themselves. You will notice that when you and this younger person talk, ideas flow, visions form, dreams come alive. You may feel inspired in ways you haven't felt in years. That is the sign of a destiny partnership, not a relationship based on physical attraction or temporary excitement, but a union where purpose awakens purpose. Angels call this a dual anointing. Two souls whose gifts combine to create a spiritual impact. In God is eager for this union because together you amplify each other's calling. You stabilize their energy and they energize your stability. You guide their steps and they reignite your passion. You bring clarity and they bring creativity. This is not just romance, it is purpose alignment. This is not simply a connection, it is a divine partnership. And when heaven sees two souls whose missions complete each other, God does not hesitate. He pushes the connection forward because together you are destined to accomplish what neither of you could achieve alone. Chosen ones. Angels say another profound reason God is eager for you to marry this younger person is because both of you carry qualities the other deeply needs. Qualities that balance, heal, and complete each other in a way no previous relationship ever has. You carry strength. Strength that was forged in fire, shaped through loss, built through responsibility, and earned through years of fighting battles that no one else saw. You had to grow up faster than most. You had to learn the truth about people earlier than you should have. You had to stand alone when others had support. Your strength comes from surviving seasons that demanded maturity, determination, and perseverance. And though you wear that strength with dignity, it came at a cost. It hardened you. It made you cautious. It made you guarded. You became strong, yes, but in becoming strong, parts of your softness went quiet. This younger person, on the other hand, carries a purity untouched by the heaviness of the world. They have not been broken the way you were broken. They have not carried burdens the way you carried burdens. Their spirit is lighter. Their heart is more open. Their hope has not been crushed by betrayal after betrayal. Their innocence is not naive. It is sacred. They're open. SS is not immaturity. It is clarity. Their softness is not weakness, it is spiritual freshness. They bring a gentle energy that reminds you of a time before life demanded your strength. They are the version of you that existed before the world hardened you. And this is why God is pairing the two of you, because your strength protects their purity, and their purity softens your strength. You offer them stability. Your presence grounds them. Your maturity gives them direction, structure, wisdom, and emotional safety. With you, they feel protected, guided, and valued. You help them make decisions they couldn't make alone. You help them understand life in a deeper way. You help them navigate emotions with clarity instead of confusion. You help them avoid the mistakes you once made. Your strength becomes their shield, their comfort, their anchor. But they heal you too. Their joy melts your tension. Their presence reminds you that it is okay to breathe again, okay to laugh again, okay to love without fear. Their affection restores parts of you that have been quiet for years. Their softness teaches you that you don't always have to be the strong one. That vulnerability is not a weakness, but a privilege shared only with the right soul. Their innocence makes you protective in a way that feels natural, not exhausting. Their youth rekindles your sense of wonder. Their curiosity makes you rediscover life, not as a battlefield, but as a gift. This is why the angels say your union is sacred. It is not about age. It is about complementary spirits, each carrying what the other has been missing. You are the grounding force that keeps them steady. They are the gentle flame that keeps you warm. You remind them of responsibility, purpose, and discipline. They remind you of joy, hope, and emotional rebirth. Together, you create a dynamic that neither of you could ever find with someone exactly like yourselves. You are not meant to be the same. You are meant to fit together perfectly. And God is eager for this union because your strengths and their purity form a divine partnership that heals both of you simultaneously. You elevate them with your wisdom and they restore you with their warmth. You teach them how to face life with courage and they teach you how to embrace life with softness. This younger person is not meant to replace anything from your past. They are meant to repair what your past damaged. And you are meant to guide what their future will become. Together, your love becomes balanced, holy, and divinely aligned, exactly as heaven intended. Chosen ones, angels say another divine reason God is eager for you to marry this younger person is because your union breaks generational patterns in both of your bloodlines. Heaven is not only looking at the two of you, heaven is looking at the generations that will come after you and the patterns that have been repeated long before you were born. You may not realize it, but your family line has carried cycles of heartbreak, cycles of choosing the wrong partners, cycles of emotional wounds passed down silently from one generation to another. You have seen relationships crumble around you. You have watched family members stay in loveless marriages, toxic patterns, or abusive bonds because they didn't know another way. You grew up without a blueprint for healthy love. You had to teach yourself how to love, how to forgive, how to break free. Your heart carries wisdom that you earned through survival, but survival alone is not enough. God doesn't just want you to survive. He wants you to be the one to break the cycle entirely. This younger person comes from a different pattern, not always broken, but often misguided, unstructured, or emotionally unanchored. Their youth means they are closer to the generational wounds that preceded them. Their family may have struggled with instability, immaturity, confusion, or emotional silence. They may have grown up around people who didn't know how to communicate, how to love, or how to support. Their heart has been longing for someone to show them what true partnership looks like, not the kind shown in movies or temporary relationships, but the kind rooted in loyalty, growth, and purpose. Your presence in their life becomes the moment where their generational cycle stops. At the same time, their presence in your life breaks your own patterns. You have spent years repeating similar outcomes, giving too much to people who gave too little, trusting people who weren't healed, carrying responsibilities that weren't yours, loving people who didn't know how to love themselves. You attracted brokenness because you were strong. You attracted takers because you were generous. You attracted wounded hearts because you were a healer. But this younger person is not another burden. They are a blessing. They do not drain you. They refresh you. They do not take advantage of your kindness. They honor it. They do not repeat the patterns you've suffered. They help you transcend them. With them, you are not repeating history. You are rewriting it. This is why God is eager, because this relationship doesn't just serve your present. It heals your past and empowers your future. Angels say that when you two come together, the spiritual atmosphere around both families shifts. Your wisdom teaches their lineage what maturity looks like. Their openness teaches your lineage what softness looks like. Your stability breaks the pattern of chaos. Their innocence breaks the pattern of emotional numbness. Your commitment breaks the pattern of abandonment. Their loyalty breaks the pattern of mistrust. Your union becomes the turning point where curses fall away and blessings begin. The divine truth is this: God chose you two to create a new narrative, not one built on trauma, fear, or repetition, but one built on destiny, faith, and healing. God sees what future generations will inherit because of your partnership. Children born into stability instead of confusion, love instead of fear, purpose instead of generational weight. You two become the first in your families to experience a pure, balanced, God-aligned love. And that is why heaven supports this connection so strongly. And angels say this younger person is not just a romantic choice, they are a generational assignment. Your union breaks patterns that have lasted decades, even centuries. Your love becomes the healing that neither of your families ever received. You are rewriting destiny together, creating a future that will be healthier, holier, and more whole than anything that came before. This is not just a relationship. It is a divine reset for your bloodlines. And that is why God is so eager for this union to come to pass. The sixth keynote reminds you that every breakthrough you will ever experience begins with the courage to release what is no longer aligned with your destiny. Many people pray for elevation while tightly holding on to environments, habits, relationships, and patterns that cannot survive at higher levels. Life cannot pour new blessings into hands that refuse to let go of the old weight. When God prepares you for the next dimension, He often begins by removing the familiar. This is not punishment, it is preparation. It is His way of reshaping your path, your mindset, and your inner identity so you can carry the magnitude of what you're about to receive. What looks like loss is often a divine exchange, something limited being traded for something far greater. You may find yourself in a season where everything feels uncertain, where people are slipping away, opportunities are shifting, and long-time attachments are fading. Instead of resisting this transition, understand that your spirit is being recalibrated. Growth requires space, and elevation requires emptiness before it can be filled. When God is about to release a blessing, He clears the ground first. That clearing may feel uncomfortable, but it is never random. Every closed door has purpose. Every person who exits your life does so under divine timing. Every disappointment becomes a necessary tool that strengthens the foundation for your next chapter. The sixth keynote asks you to shift from fear to trust, from questioning to surrendering. There are certain breakthroughs meant only for the version of you that exists after you let go. If you hold on to people who doubt your vision, you adopt their limitations. If you cling to habits that drain your energy, you reduce your capacity to create. If you refuse to release your past, you chain yourself to an identity you have already outgrown. God has been calling you to rise, but rising requires detaching from the weights that keep you grounded. The sixth keynote acknowledges that releasing is not easy, especially when you have built history, comfort, or emotional ties. But holding on to the wrong thing can cost you the right future. You cannot walk into a new season carrying the mindset of an old one. Every chosen one must experience this spiritual shedding process, where loyalty to growth becomes stronger than loyalty to comfort. Yet letting go does not mean losing love, kindness, or gratitude. It means honoring your destiny enough to step forward even when your heart trembles. It means recognizing that God sees the full picture while you see only a single moment. Trusting Him enough to release what He is removing is an act of spiritual maturity. Sometimes what you call falling apart is actually your life being reorganized for something bigger. Sometimes what you call pain is simply the stretching required for expansion. And sometimes what you call ending is only the beginning of something far more powerful than you imagined. In the 6th keynote teaches that letting go is an essential part of becoming who you were created to be. When you cling to the past, you block your future. When you trust God's process, even when it feels uncomfortable or confusing, you allow Him to position you for abundance, clarity, and divine alignment. Your next blessing requires new space, new energy, and a renewed version of you. Do not fear what is leaving. Fear staying stuck where you no longer belong. Release with grace, trust with faith, and step boldly into the destiny that is waiting to unfold before you, chosen ones. Angels want you to understand a truth so profound that your mind may struggle to grasp it, but your spirit will recognize immediately. God is eager for you to marry this younger person, because your souls are the same age in the spirit. Age is merely a number, a measure of time in the physical world. It cannot capture the depth, the experiences, or the spiritual resonance of your souls. What truly matters is the maturity, alignment, and frequency of your spirits. And heaven sees that yours are perfectly synchronized. Even though their body may be younger, their soul has traveled paths, learned lessons, and carried burdens that allow them to meet you on the same spiritual wavelength. This is why your connection feels so familiar, so immediate, and so undeniable. When you are together, it is as though the universe itself is exhaling in relief, affirming that two destined souls have finally found each other. From the moment you met, there was recognition beyond the physical, beyond conversations, beyond gestures. Your souls whispered to each other in ways that defied logic. Your energies aligned in harmony, creating a resonance that cannot be manufactured or forced. This is why angels say your union is divinely orchestrated. It is not based on convenience, desire, or circumstance. It is based on eternity. You feel a comfort, a trust, a knowing that transcends your earthly experiences. Even if you do not understand everything about them yet, your heart senses that your spirit has always belonged to this frequency, and theirs to yours. Heaven orchestrates such connections to ensure that the spiritual, emotional, and divine components of your union are perfectly balanced. The beauty of having souls of the same spiritual age is that it removes imbalance from your relationship. You do not feel disconnected. You do not feel like a mentor, nor do they feel like a student. There is no insecurity, no power struggle, no mismatch of wisdom versus enthusiasm. You meet each other eye to eye, heart to heart, and spirit to spirit. This creates a sacred environment in which both of you can thrive, grow, and expand together. Your challenges are met with mutual understanding. Your dreams are shared with mutual excitement. Your faith is strengthened with mutual trust. Heaven designed this relationship so that your soul's alignment would create a partnership that uplifts not only each other, but everyone around you. Angels say that when souls are aligned in this way, age becomes irrelevant because your connection is eternal. Your discussions, your decisions, your goals, and your spiritual practices flow naturally because you are operating on the same spiritual frequency. The challenges that typically plague age-differentiated relationships do not exist here. Instead, your differences in physical age complement each other. Your experience guides the partnership, and their vibrancy brings fresh energy that rejuvenates your spirit. Together, you form a perfect balance that is orchestrated by heaven, creating a union that is not only romantic but also profoundly purposeful. In Chosen Ones, the sixth keynote reminds you that God is eager for this union because your spiritual ages are synchronized. This alignment creates trust, balance, harmony, and divine synergy that cannot be found elsewhere. Your physical ages may differ, but in the eyes of heaven, you are equals. Your souls are perfectly matched to fulfill the purpose, vision, and destiny that God has ordained for you both. Do not let the human mind question what the Spirit already knows. Embrace this divine connection. Honor the spiritual bond that has brought you together and step boldly into a love that has been written in the stars long before you met. This is why God is not hesitant, not waiting, and not silent. He is eager because your union is eternal in purpose, sacred in design, and unstoppable in destiny.